What would it take to make a squirrel be a little more violent, I guess?
Well, if you tried to get too close to one, you tried to touch one or grab one, they're, they can be very tame, and they'll, sometimes even eat out of people's hands, but then, the minute you don't have enough food for them, or they want more food or something, then they scratch somebody or they bite them, and then everyone's up in the arms and they want to remove the squirrel's head. But most of the time, if you just keep your distance from them, animals really are, especially these animals, they're really, you can get remarkably close to them as long as you don't.
I guess what makes them so comfortable on campus and around the students?
Oh, most of these squirrels have probably been born and raised here on campus, and so they've grown up with humans all around them, very, very close proximity. Squirrels are funny. They're not real social animals among themselves, but they're very tolerant of humans, and they do very, very well in cities and towns, both back in the eastern part of the main part of the range, but out here as well, where they're kind of on the edge of their range in terms of a westerly direction. But that's really out here. That's where you see squirrels.
You just discussed hand feeding. I've seen squirrels in the trash cans digging out
Oh,
food
yeah.
and eating anything they could find, I guess. What won't a squirrel eat?
Well, they're surprising. They're really, the species we have here, fox squirrels, are really an eastern squirrel, and they're way out here in Colorado. And back east, there are things like oak trees and hickory and walnut, all their main food items. So out here, I think life as a squirrel is really pretty difficult for them. And so they end up scavenging a lot.
Birds fly south for the winter and bears hibernate. Do squirrels just hibernate in the wintertime, or do they just stay around?
They stay around. They don't go. They live here primarily in hollow cavities, which are pretty well insulated, and they often will be multiple squirrels in there, to kind of help, huddle for warmth.
Would it be possible to take a squirrel home and domesticate it?
If you got it as a youngster, you probably could, but I'm not sure that's legal in Colorado. Yeah. You'd have to get them very, very young and probably bottle feed them and hand raise them. But I'm not sure you want a squirrel in your house either. They cause a lot of damage. Even if they get in people's attics, they have a tendency to, for reasons I don't quite understand, they will gnaw on wiring. And so they'll short circuit your wiring or start a fire and burn your house down and things. So I'm not sure they'd make a real good pet.
I don't think